Hello, hello. Good evening once again. I want to welcome you to another series of Edu Interact AI. This evening is going to be a kind of follow up to what we thought. What I've been teaching you for the past few days on how to use generative AI and also use Grammarly for the refinements of your thesis. Today, we are going to focus our attention on the six ingredients if you want to talk about powerful AI prompts. Don't forget that I told you in the previous videos that the quality of your output will depend on the quality of your inputs. That is to tell you that if your input is faulty, if your input is not too professional, that means you might get at the end of the day, you might not even get what you actually need. Don't forget in the previous video, I told you that this is the world of AI where everybody is so conscious of artificial intelligence. The fact that we are talking about artificial intelligence, which is a kind of machine learning that is built to reason like human being, to process like human being, and at the end of the day, to make decision for human being. That is to tell us that that should not be a total replacement or a replacement of human. So I told you that you should not allow artificial intelligence to lead you. You are to lead artificial intelligence to the direction in which you want uh, the machine learning to actually look at. So today I want you to imagine an analogy of crude oil. We know that crude oil is a natural resources that is most nations are making uh, big fortunes since 1960 something, especially in Nigeria, before the discovery of that crude oil was discovered in so many parts of the country. And up to today, that has been our major source of revenue for this country. So I want you to pick the two artificial intelligence that is very common, that is ChatGPT, as a tool for digging up, for mining crude oil. That is, whatever ChatGPT is going to give you, you should reason it that it is just going to be a crude oil. So you need another tool, which is another AI or machine learning tool to be able to refine it into different parts, I mean into different components of the crude oil, where you are going to have for motor vehicles, and this one will talk about petrol, the one that the jets they are going to make use of, that's going to be that, and so on and so forth. So what I'm trying to say is just all these cannot work without any ingredients. So as good as we have, we cannot prepare any delicious soup without having vital ingredient that is going to make up that. And that's the reason why that today we are going to learn about the 6 ingredients which make up a powerful AI tool. No matter what language you want to give to uh, ChatGPT or any artificial intelligence, if these 6 are missing, the quality of your output are going to be badly affected. You might just think it has actually given you the best result or the best output so far, but on a closer look, if you are not so careful, you just discover that so many things are actually missing. That's the reason why you should not rely 100% on what artificial intelligence is going to give you. And that's the reason why today I want to I want us to list out this powerful ingredient so that any prompt you want to give to artificial intelligence, if these 6 keys, you know, if you don't have any key to any door, you might not be able, you won't even be able to open it. So the same way that ChatGPT is also going to respond if any of these 6 are missing there. The first one is you must assign a role. Role is the first ingredient. So a role, your artificial intelligence should be able to uh, perform a role. You must assign it, and that is irrespective of whatever prompt you want to give. You should specify the role that the artificial intelligence is going to give you. Part of an example of that is that when you tell ChatGPT or artificial intelligence that I want you to play the role of a microbiology lecturer. I want you to imagine you are a digital consultant. You are already assigning role. Imagine you are just a layman. Imagine you are a non-science student. Imagine you are a final year microbiology student. That is, you are telling the machine learning algorithm to be able to play specific role. You must be able to assign a role to artificial intelligence, that is to ChatGPT. So whatever you want ChatGPT to do for you, you must tell ChatGPT the first thing that it is going to be looking for is that what role do you want it to play? What role? So that is the reason why it is very, very important. It is the role that you are giving to uh, artificial intelligence that we limit, that will tell the chatbots what to do, how to reason, how to reason. Imagine you are an housewife. Imagine you are a newly wedded couple. Imagine you are a child of 5 years. Imagine you have a child who is this. So that is assigning role to the chatbot, and that is very, very important. So the first powerful ingredient of any prompt at all, and the number of words that you can give does not really matter. Sometimes you could frame it in so many language. You could frame it, in fact, even if you want to tell ChatGPT that imagine you are a non-English speaker. Imagine you are a Chinese. So that is to tell you that he is going to reason. Now, the chatbot will reason like a Chinese. If you want it to be okay, imagine you are a traditional ruler in a Nigerian eastern state. So already you are assigning a specific role to your ChatGPT. So in this context of writing thesis, complete thesis, by the use of generative AI like ChatGPT is to tell you that, oh, imagine you are a final year microbiology student. Imagine you are a researcher in microbiology or environmental biology. So that is number one. So the second one is you must give the chatbot, you must give it a context. You must provide a background detail for the ChatGPT. So, for example, part of the context is that you you have a imagine you are a final year student who is working on so topic. That is a context. Imagine you are a researcher who is working on antimicrobial resistance. That is a context. Antimicrobial resistance is a context already. You are already streamlining it. You are already giving it the angle in which the ChatGPT is going to start generating the content. So you have to give it the context in which you want ChatGPT to do to work on. That is number two. After all, the next one is C, which is a context. The third one is example. You should be able to give it an example. You can tell ChatGPT that, okay, assuming you are a final year student who is working on antimicrobial resistance, I want you to take inspiration, take inspiration from so book or so journal or so author. So you are already giving it an example of where to go. So that is you are the example will tell ChatGPT the style of writing. Is it going to write like an academician? Is it going to write like a student? Is it going to write like a teacher? Or is it going to write? So that is you should be able to provide a kind of example. The next one is the task. The task. You should be able to specify the task. Part of specifying the task is explain. I want you to explain. I want you to discuss in full. I want you to comprehensively or write a complete thesis. That is a task. You are writing a complete thesis is a task, is a journey that you want ChatGPT to travel along with you. So that is where you should be able to specify the detail of what you want ChatGPT to do. You should be able to assign it a specific task that you want. That is quite different from a role. A role is that you are telling ChatGPT that assuming you are this, but the task is what exactly do you want ChatGPT to do for you? Some of you, you prompt ChatGPT or you prompt AI very poorly. So you won't even assign any role. You won't even ask it to do anything for you. So you just give it a instruction, blind instruction. At the end of the day, you are going to have a very bad prompt. Today, I'm going to give you specific examples. I think I have like 5 examples that contains these six ingredients of that can constitute a powerful AI prompt. So what I'm trying to say is that each time you want to prompt artificial intelligence, any artificial intelligence, any chatbot, uh, even if you are working with Grammarly, if you are working with any, it might not specifically or actually be ChatGPT, any artificial intelligence or machine learning uh, prompts that you want to generate must be able to have this. That is, if you want to have a very good output, don't forget that I told you that a very good input will give you very good outputs. And in the previous videos, I also told you that at a point in time, if the more you get yourself used, the more you get yourself acquainted with artificial intelligence, it is going to know you the more. For example, now, if you have been working with your chatbot, that is with ChatGPT, at a point in time, it's going to know, okay, it's going to learn more about you. And what do we call machine learning? Machine learning is just when you are you are giving set of instruction, you are giving set of instruction to chatbots, uh, and it is making informed decision about it. And the same way you also learn from mistake is the same way even Chat GPT or any artificial intelligence will also reason along. So that is the reason why this time, don't forget, I've mentioned like a three or four now. I have mentioned your ingredients should be role, you should assign a specific role. Number two, you should tell ChatGPT the context that you want it to work. Assuming you are a final year student, that is a role. And the context is that a final year student of microbiology. Okay, so that is the context. So that means it is going to work, it is going to give you prompts that will be exactly like a microbiologist. It's not going to actually tell you the same way that a non-science is going to reason along. So that is the content. And you should be able to provide a kind of a vivid example. Give it an example. An example, you can ask ChatGPT to take inspiration, or you want it to reason. You want your prompt to be unique. I want my prompt to be unique, that can be adaptable or that can be understandable, that uh, any audience, non science audience, could. So these are specific examples. So the next one is the task. You should be able to detail the specific task in which you want the artificial intelligence to be able to work on. For example, do you want it to explain? Do you want it to briefly discuss? Do you want the chatbot to just generally discuss? Or you want it uh, how you actually want it? So that is the task. You are giving the task. So the next one after that is the formats. You must be able to specify the format, how you want the answer to be formatted. Do you want it to be formatted in complete essay formats? Do you want it to be in prose formats? Do you want to be how many paragraphs do you want it to be? Do you want it to be in bullet form? Do you want it to just be uh, in Microsoft formats? Do you want it to be in PNG formats? Do you want it to be in PDF? Do you want it to be like ebook? So these are formats that must be given. So just like I said, that all these key ingredients, if they are missing, if they are not there, you might have problem getting a very good prompting, and that's why it's a different course. It is a different course and even cost for prompt engineering. So if you want somebody to be your friend, we want you to make artificial intelligence to be your friend, to be your writing assistant, to be your listening assistant, to be your guide, your guidance, or somebody or something that is going to guide you. So this time around, you could artificial intelligence has actually gone to the level that you could even tell you to make diagnosis for you. Machine learning will look at some vital signs and be able to predict, should be able to predict whether there's going to be onset and when it's going to be. So example of what we see now we use as a machine learning nowadays is the use of Google Map. The use of Google Map. Google Map based um on your location, your present location. Google Map is going to calculate the exact hour based on your current speed of velocity. It is going to predict that you will be there at a specific location in the next 3 hours. And by the time you still maintain that same speed, you just discover that it is going to be going to be exactly the same number of hours that is. So without wasting our time, let's go to the last ingredient, which is a constraint. You must be able to restrict, set limits. Any good vehicle, no matter how good a vehicle could be, no matter how expensive a car could be, no matter how luxurious any car could be, if it doesn't have a brake, that means you must not, at any point in time, trust that. And that's the reason, I mean, that's the same principle, the same mechanism by which ChatGPT also operates. And that is a constraint. You must be able to limit it. For example, you cannot just, if you want to prompt ChatGPT to write for you. For example, I've seen in the assignment I gave you, I've just seen some of you, you are just using the prompts without telling the chatbot the number of pages that you want, the number of words that you actually want. You have to specify it. When you say 15,000, so ChatGPT will know very well that it will not be able to generate it at a go. And that's why you have to put that instruction, you have to put that limitation. You must generate it in 5,000, in 50,000 words. And you will even tell ChatGPT that don't stop until the number of specified words is reached. So ChatGPT already knows that that is the limit. So what we are saying is that is the constraints in which I actually want every one of you to know about. Now we have learned all these six ingredients of a powerful AI prompt. Okay, we talk about the role, talk about the context, we talk about the examples, the task, the format, and even the constraints. So all these are the key ingredients that must be given to your chatbot before you'll be able to say specifically that you are uh, on a good path. So what we are saying in essence is that I want you to go back now. For some of you, you could see that since some days now in the in the WhatsApp platform, I've been deleting any generation that you make that you made, at the end of the day, if it is not up to the required number of words, I will just delete it. So to tell you that you have not prompted it well. So you have to go back to your prompting. Go and look at your prompt, the prompt that you have been using in generating it. I told you that you can write it anyhow. It doesn't actually mean the grammar. So at the end of the day, when you just write it, construction, any grammar, and this one, ask ChatGPT to refine it for you like a professional, generate the prompts for you like a professional. So it understands the acceptable formats, the acceptable ingredients, the key ingredient that must be inside the prompt. So it's going to give you an example of that. So that's one good thing about artificial intelligence. And don't forget that I told you that artificial intelligence will only allow you to get to your destination uh, get to your destination on time, earlier than schedule. It's just like a vehicle. It's like a vehicle. You want to get to a destination and you don't have a vehicle that can convey you there. And don't forget that the vehicle or the type of vehicle will depend on when you are going to arrive at your destination. So believe me, you will see that artificial intelligence is the same way they call it as assistance. That's why they call it writing assistance, personal assistance. So if you want to do anything, the only thing is that you give it a prompt, and your prompt must contain 6 key elements. In some other contexts, some of them they can merge some of these ingredients together, and some authors will still break them down further. So when you come across it and there's some people, I mean, somebody is telling you that there are 15 ingredients of a prompt. So to tell you that this is it is still going to come under this. That means you can break the role down to this. And there are some that they will just join two together and they will tell you that it is only four, it is only five. So, but what you should know as a beginner, as somebody who is just getting used to artificial intelligence, you should know that it must contain at least 6 ingredients in which you must know about. So, just like I said, I am going to give you a task. Look at these prompts. Look, I want you to look at these prompts. Okay, write a complete thesis in essay format on the topic. On the topic. Here, you are giving it a task. You are giving it a task. Okay, project title. So when you look at what is being displayed for you, you will see. Look at these prompts. Write a complete thesis in essay format. You have given it a format. In essay format. You have given it a task. Write a complete thesis. You have given it a context. This is the project title. So here now, write a complete thesis. This format is there. The context is there. Then after that, ensure the thesis is simple but professional, making it easily understandable for readers. For readers, I want you to write this down so that that is what you will use for your home. So understandable for readers, Then apart from that, use an academic, this one is giving it a restriction already. Use an academic research tone suitable for academic audience. Then apart from that, you are to provide in-text references in upper formats, citing all authors completely without DOI. Okay, so and these are going to be the sections and word guidelines. So, for example, now you want the chapter one. You've already told ChatGPT to write chapter one, which is going to be introduction. How many words? 20,000 words. 20,000 words. Chapter two, which is essay. Which is a literature review. 20,000 words already. Chapter three, but don't forget that for us here in this part, you can only write between from chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. And that's why I said immediately after this presentation, immediately after this, what you should do is to be able to write from chapter 1 to chapter 3. I have told you to write chapter 1 before introduction, that all of you should write introduction using a very good prompt. I gave you a template for this. Now that you have learned the 6 ingredients that should be in a very good prompt, I want to believe that you should be able to work from chapter 1 to chapter 3. Your word limitation is 15,000. Okay, so what we are saying in essence is that I'm going to copy this text for you, and just like I did for you the last time, I'm going to send it into your group WhatsApp. Okay, in the group WhatsApp, so that at least you'll be able to. Okay, let me copy it. Let me copy it. Okay. Okay. So let me go and paste it for you in the group chat. So that is going to be the guide you are going to use for your write-up. Okay. So make use of this for your write-up. So the one you are going to write now should follow, should take after what I have given you now. To take after it. So another one is write a complete thesis in essay format on this topic, this on another topic, but the same format. I want you to make use of that. Okay. And the final one, because some of you, the way you did the assignment, you should be able to format it. Formatting criteria, font size, that's Times New Roman, size 12, double space, and this and one that. So all these are part of what you should know. Don't forget that this types of this material, this digital material, will be available on my online shop, as well as should be available for you to download uh, at the um, using this website. This is the website. This is the website. So www.eduinteract AI and all this. Okay. So you should be able to make use of this. Now, before I close for today, I also want you to see something. I want you to see something here. So we should be able to compare. How can you could be able to compare between ChatGPT and how Grammarly actually work? I've given you a kind of synergy between the two. One is a tool to um, dig up, to be able to mine. To mine, ChatGPT is like a mining tool. You is the one that will generate the tool. Is the one who is going to generate the thesis. You are the is the one that you will use as a tool. So because we are talking of a crude oil as a natural resources, and you cannot find any natural resources on the surface. So that means you must be able to dig down. And if you are digging down, you need a particular tool to be able to get it. And that's why we said this tool will not be available for you if you do not have the right language, if you do not have, you do not know that a good output will actually depend on the good on the quality of the input, so to say. Okay, so that's why we want to compare. So then Grammarly is like a refiner. It's the one that will refine your crude oil into different fraction or different components. From crude oil, that's where you have your PMS, that is petrol. That's where you have your kerosene. That's where you have your gasoline. That's where you have your and each of these will actually ensure that you have a very good product. So what I'm saying in essence is that the first step is that you should be able to use a very good prompt to generate the first draft of your thesis. First draft of your thesis. The more you, if you want, the more you prompt ChatGPT, the better you want your results to be. That means you should not prompt it just once and just depend. So you can have the first draft, the second draft, and the third, making use of the same prompts. Making use of the same prompts, or you can even vary the language. So depending. So when you have the first draft, the tool you will use is ChatGPT. So what you now do is you will now copy after you must have generated it from chapter 1 to chapter wherever. Even your acknowledgement. That is the same way, the same ChatGPT you use to write your acknowledgement, your everything. I will give you the prompts that you can use for your acknowledgements as well. Acknowledgement, certification, and so on. Some of us, we do not have the language. We do not. So that's why I said in the time past, what we normally do is we struggle a lot to be able to use the right language, to be able to have the construction. We lack the construction, grammatical construction. Some of us will be struggling with the use of tenses. Some of us will not know where to use past tense, continuous tense, and so on and so forth. Well, we do not know where to use reported speech. So all these are part of what generative AI can do for us. Don't forget that there are some artificial intelligence or chatbots that they can generate visual images from your text. There are different types of text. There are some that you just enter, you input the image, and you can now tell ChatGPT to generate the text for you. So it's going to generate it. When you see any image that is AI generated, or even not even AI generated, what you just do is just go and upload the image and tell ChatGPT the image uploaded. Can you give me the prompts I can use? There are some AI that, especially for the content creators, that the artificial intelligence is just only for image generation. Some are for videos. So all these are not part of what we will need here. Although when we will need it, that is at the advanced level. So this next one is you will copy everything or you can upload it. So I think I've shown you Grammarly, the way Grammarly look like. I told you that this one is a paid fashion. And if it is a paid fashion, that means you will have full access to everything. You have full access to it. Let us now see something here. This is Grammarly. That is my paid version. Okay, you can see. I, Olatunde, I can help you create the best version of your writing. Get started by adding some text to the doc. So if you want the whole document, you want to import the whole document, you want to upload the whole document. So this one is already telling you that the first thing this one is going to do, anything you put here is going to rate it all over 100. So and what you should actually do is that what you are going to upload here should be more than 30 words or more to see your scores. Okay, so now let us see. I want to upload a document. Oh, this is the home page. This is the home page, and these are the documents I've actually worked on. Okay, so for example, now 3 weeks ago, somebody worked on TB vaccine and drug. Okay, so that. Let's see that. So this one was uploaded. You can see this one was uploaded. So when it was uploaded, you can see now this write up just 74 all over 100, 74%. So I want you to specifically pay attention to where you have AI detector, or let's say AI rewriter. So there are some words that, don't forget that you generated, or you are going to generate your thesis from ChatGPT, which is an artificial intelligence. So it is very, very useful. It is very, very important. So let's look at this now. This was generated from ChatGPT. Let's now look at it in terms of AI rewriter. So the first thing that is going to detect the number, you can see in all this, because it was generated using ChatGPT, this one is telling you that there are 158 of this. So this one is telling you it has rated it 19 multiplied by AI. So that means if you look at every other document in the whole world, this one was mentioned more than 19 times. More than 19 times. And it is going to flag your write-up. If you did not refine it, it's going to flag it. So let us see. This is more than this. So the only thing you could do is just to come and click on it here. It's going to bring it for you. Click on it. Okay. So it's telling you that the phrase is 19.7 more frequent in AI tests. So if you want to make it less AI, appearing as AI, you just accept this one. You see, that means out of 158, you have one already corrected. So what this one is telling you is that if you have a crude oil without anything to refine it, at the end of the day, you are going to. So that's why I told you that your thesis generation are going to be in two aspects. The first aspect is you generate your thesis, complete thesis, with the use of ChatGPT. And by the time you now generate it, don't forget that it was generated by artificial intelligence. So another artificial intelligence is going to detect it is only eh, human being or human language, who it is human being that can recognize human language. There are different tones on and languages. There are different dialects. If you see somebody from Ekiti, it's quite different from somebody who is from America. So there's no way you could speak that language. They will, even with your tone, they will be able to recognize where you're actually coming from. So what we are saying in essence is that this is what ChatGPT do. This is what Grammarly do. Whatever ChatGPT must have generated for you, you need to subject it to a refiner, and that refiner is what is Grammarly, and you can see his own way of refining it. There are ten, more than 10 places. For example, this is a citation finder. This one is going to look at the whole of this and is going to find the best citation you can actually use for it, so that it's going to look for that throughout. So this one is going to check fact, is a fact checker. Then this one, which is the last one, this is expert review. What are the experts in TB? There are experts, global experts in TB work, or who have worked in this aspect. It's going to tell you. You can see finding experts is already reading your text. Apart from that, finding expert to review your piece, applying ideas from Joshua Skimmer, taking inspiration from Barbara Gester. These are people throughout the world that they are renowned for their work in TB work. So if you want them to work, if you want to work like them, so this one has told you that all suggestions, they are 11. So the same way Joshua, that is professor of soil and ecosystem, expert in scientific writing and author of writing science. So this one is have five. He has five issues. If you want to write like a professor, there are five issues that you must resolve in order to be like, to write like a professor. If you want to write like a Barbara Gester, who is a professor of veterinary integrative science, he has two. There are two issues you must resolve on that. Then if you are going to write on Rano Rapoli, this is an expert in vaccine. Expert in vaccine. Don't forget that this topic is about vaccine. So you have two issues to resolve. Then if you want to write like Annie the Grots, you have two issues to resolve, so that the tone is going to look like him. So that is the reason why uh, writing or generating your complete thesis, like, I mean, with the use of ChatGPT, the next one is a refiner. And that is the reason why that under normal circumstances, you cannot be under my own supervision, uh, and at the end of the day, you just go and use artificial intelligence to generate. It must be refined. It must be checked. And that's the reason why that anything that is going to be in the database, don't forget that this one, after you must have written your thesis, signed, presented before external examiner, they will ask you to upload it on the net dashboard. When you upload it on the net dashboard, and at the end of the day, nobody, they just discover that you just use artificial intelligence to write it, and the AI, they detected more than 80% artificial intelligence, and this was certified by your supervisor. So it is not only you that is going to have problem, it is including your supervisor. And that's the reason why that for anybody, and that is it, for anybody, one thing is that you are fulfilling the part of writing through ChatGPT. So the next thing is, have you refine it, or are you going to refine it the same way it has to be refined? So all these are part of what you should ensure that you do. So you can see it has already red marked a lot of them. These are issues. You can see these are issues. So look at this author. It has it's even already linking you to the website. You can have this, so you can see. So that is one thing you must also know at this point in time. So finally, there's something we call redundancy. Redundancy in artificial intelligence products. That is, any product or any thesis that was generated or is going to be generated by any chatbot, you must remove redundancy. Redundancy means that something that are not real, something that are not factual, something that did not actually occur. For example, you can see sometimes artificial intelligence will just generate uh, fake website for you, generate fake references for you that did not even exist at all. You need to you need human effort for you to be able to remove redundancy. So, and that is one of the impurities. Impurities. Don't forget that when you mine your crude oil, there are not only the not everything that can be converted to use useful products. So there are going to be some impurities, and these impurities you have to remove them. It could be in form of gases, it could be in form of liquid, it could be at different temperature. So you have to remove it. So redundancy is an example of impurities that you must remove from the product of generated by artificial intelligence. So don't forget what you have done today. Today, I've given you the clues. What are the ingredients of a good prompt? What are the ingredients of good prompt? And I've also given you examples of good prompt that you can use to generate the whole of your thesis, including the word limits. Apart from that, I'll also show you how your work must and the reason why your work should still be subjected to another kind of artificial intelligence, which is going to be Grammarly. So that's the reason why uh, exactly what I actually want you to do. So now, without wasting our time, don't forget that this is the third day of our 4-day challenge. So tomorrow, by the grace of God, we are meeting finally. And what are we going to do tomorrow? We'll just do a bit of lecture for like 10-15 minutes. Then thereafter, I'm going to give you a kind of assessments. I also want a feedback. I want you to give me feedback. Uh, Tell us what. So I'm going to give you an assessment form, and then you will be able to assess this lecture. Then apart from that, you also give us a feedback. Don't forget that this is Adeoti Olatunde Michael, and that is the CEO of Edu Interact AI. And you can see us, as indicated to you, you can see to get some of our digital products at Edu Interact at this website. You see a lot of them. Then you can also join this digital hub. Don't forget that the word today is word of digital. And anybody that wants to make any headway in the future, now until 2055, that means you must be AI compliant. You should be able to understand the language of AI, be able to speak the language of AI. That means you must digitalize your listening. Every